All right, we're looking at some more applications here. I plan to do the same thing this time as I did last time, which is set up the system and let you solve them. There is nothing to be gained by watching me hit those buttons over and over again. If you want to see that over and over again, that's what rewind is for. This time we're looking at applications where we have 3 situations or 3 restrictions and 3 different things to find. They're going to be almost identical to the other ones, but they are longer and more tedious. I apologize for that. No way around it. I also am not going to rewrite them, so you get to look at my ugly scribbled book once again. Hospital dietitian must plan a lunch menu that provides 485 calories, 41.5 grams of carbs, and 35 milligrams of calcium. Okay, that right there, that's what the whole meal needs to add up to. So that's going to be the numbers that are over on the right-hand side. And we're going to have 3 different foods that we're going to combine. A 3-ounce serving of broiled ground beef contains 245 calories, no carbs, and 9 milligrams of calcium. Baked potato contains 145 calories, blah, 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 blah. There's no way you're going to hold all these numbers in your head, so you don't even need to read it. What you want to do is understand the structure of the situation. We're going to have 3 equations because we're trying to find 3 different things. We've got our ground beef, our baked potato, and our strawberries. And we have 3 different nutritive restrictions. One is calories, one is carbs, one is calcium. So that's going to give us our 3 equations, one for calories, one for carbs, and one for calcium. If you want to write these down, feel free. I'm going to move it so that I can write my equations now. So the first equation is going to come from calories. And we were told the ground beef has 245, so 245x. I can't use, well, I guess I could use ground beef. I'm going to use x for ground beef. The next one was the potatoes, and that was 145 calories, so 145 times however many potatoes we've got. And then the strawberries were 45. So 45 calories times however many strawberries. And that all had to equal, the first line of the problem said we wanted 485 calories. So we can tell by looking at these numbers, we're not going to be getting a lot of servings of those things. Even 2 servings of the ground beef would be more than the calories we're allowed. The next one was carbs. And the ground beef had 0 carbs, so 0x. I'm going to put the 0 there just for emphasis. We really don't need it. The potato contained 34 grams of carbs. And the strawberries contained 10 grams of carbs. And the meal was supposed to have 41.5 grams of carbs. So obviously we're going to have a fraction in there somewhere. Otherwise we would have gotten a whole number. And our last one was calcium. And the ground beef had 9 milligrams of calcium, so 9x. The calcium for the potato was 8. And the calcium for the strawberries was 21. And the meal was supposed to have 35. Okay, so there's your system. I would put that in the calculator to solve it. I'm not going to try and do that by myself. And I'm not sure what we end up with, but your numbers should be fairly small. Let's look at one more. Number 32. Chad and Brittany pool their loose change to buy snacks on their coffee break. One day they spent $6.75 on a carton of milk, 2 donuts, and 1 cup of coffee. The next day they spent $8.50 on 2 donuts and 2 cups of coffee. The third day they bought 1 carton of milk, 1 donut, 2 cups of coffee, and spent $7.25. Sounds like a lot. On the fourth day, they have a total of $6.45 left is this enough to buy 2 cartons of milk and 2 donuts? This is a way of turning solving a system of equations problem into a yes or no question. Okay, make sure you get all of this stuff committed to memory so it makes sense when I put it into the form. So the situation is that we need to find out how much each of these things cost. This is number 32. I'm going to do it up here though. Okay. And we've got milk. Let X represent that. We've got Y is our donut. And Z will be coffee. And each equation is going to represent one day. Okay, so the first day, they got 1 carton of milk, 2 donuts, and 1 cup of coffee. So 1 carton of milk, 2 donuts, 1 cup of coffee, and it cost them $6.75. The second day, they spent $8.50, so we know this has to come to $8.50 on 3 donuts and 2 cups of coffee. No milk that day, so 3 donuts and 2 cups of coffee. And on the third day, they bought 1 carton of milk, 1 donut, and 2 cups of coffee. Sorry, that's a Y, not a 1. 1 milk, 1 donut, 2 cups of coffee, and they spent $7.25. Right, so there's your equation. Pop that in the calculator, let it do the work for you. It'll tell you how much each of these things cost. And then the question at the end was, they have $6.45 left. Is that enough to buy 2 cartons of milk and 2 donuts? That's just simple arithmetic. And that's it for applications. If you have any questions or problems with these, feel free to contact me.